Can't believe it is Wednesday of our second week doing all this virtually. Today, you are going to perfect your data table, or make sure it's already perfect, maybe it is, and add an average column for the times for each set of experiments. Adding the column for the set, adding the average column, it takes a little bit more work than you're probably expecting, but it's not that bad, and I'm going to walk you through all the steps. So I have our assignment saved as a draft under Unit 5 Reaction Rates Project. I always go to classwork to find these. To me, they're easier to find. And I will add this video to it and then post it as soon as I finish this video. So let's look at the assignment. I've written the instructions for what you're going to do out in the assignment. In perfecting the data table, you just need to make sure your columns have labels. They should all be capitalized and the font should be the same. If one's bold, they should all be bold, and so on. And then you're going to combine the solution A and B columns together just to condense it a little bit, because we're going to add more columns beyond this and it's going to get too huge. And then you're going to add your average column. So let me show you the example table I have in here. You can look at this to see what I want you to do. So here's the old one at the top, and here's the new one. So I've started condensing a lot of things. I turned experiment into EXPT to make it smaller because, like I said, we're going to add more columns. It's going to get kind of big, so I'll leave it up to you if you want to condense that right now. So see how we had a solution A and a solution B column, and we had medium and high and so on for each one of those. I want you to turn that to one small column. See this column here? Now you have A colon B, and instead of writing out medium and so on, you're going to write M colon M or H column M. And you see how this works? If it was medium medium, then you turn that into MM. If it is high medium, then you turn that into, where to go, HM, and so on. And of course, like C1, C2, and C3, they're all the same, right? Because that was the whole point, doing each one, repeating each one the same 3 times. So you can just change one and copy and paste it. So that's how you change it. If you got an example, just follow that. And the next thing I want you to do is you're going to add 2 columns. You're going to add a time in second column, and you're going to add an average time in seconds column. Because you cannot average the times the way they are now. Right now your times are minutes, seconds, and I was calling these milliseconds because most people do, but they're actually centiseconds, so it's not a big deal. But I figured that out, so I changed it to C. So you can't just add all these together and divide by 3 to take an average, because there are all these crazy units. So I've got instructions written to show you how to basically, the most work is going to be just creating this column, and then once you have this column, then you're going to have numbers in seconds that you can just average. So I wrote out instructions that I can show you, and those are attached to this assignment, so you can look at these. So we have our time in minutes and seconds and centiseconds. So we are going to convert each one of these into seconds, one at a time, and then you're going to add them together. So to convert minutes into seconds, you just take your minutes and you multiply by 60. So we get, 120 seconds. And then your second one's already in seconds. So step 2 is you just leave I guess I'm not highlighting this. You're just going to leave your seconds as it is. You've got 8 seconds. Step 3 is you're going to convert centiseconds to seconds. That was our third little guy. We had 21 at the end. So to convert that to seconds, you divide by 100. So 21 divided by 100 is 0.21. So now we've got our 3 numbers in seconds, and you add them all together, 120 and 8 My phone is bleeping. Let me stop that. And 0.21, you add them all together and you get 128.21 seconds. And that is the number that you put in your new time in seconds column. That is your new column right here. So you're going to do that for all of them in the table, these two. Oops. And then you are going to average these. There we are. Then the next step is, once you get all those filled in, and you're going to take each set of 3 triplicate experiments, and you're going to average though. So just a reminder of averaging. I don't know if you've done this recently. I don't think we've done that yet in chemistry, maybe once. You are going to add all these together and divide by 3, because there's 3 of them. And that will give you my controls. I did it for the example data set. So these are your controls if you use the example data set. Your average for the controls will be 101.48 seconds. And then you will put that number in this new average time in seconds column. And notice that that number will go in for C1, C2, and C3. It'll be the same number because you're averaging them all. So just put it in all 3. I'm going to give you another assignment. We're going to create some more columns, and then you'll need that average for each row. So just put it in 3 times. You can copy and paste, and that's it. That's all you need to do to your data table. So you will end up with 2 tables. Leave the old one. And notice I took observations out of this one. So yeah, you're going to have 2 tables. You're going to end up with one with lots of statistics. This will be the bottom one. And then you'll have all of the information up here. All right, please let me know if you have any questions. Happy converting. And I'll hopefully see you in office hours or send me an email. Have a great day. Figure out where I am.